It's Damage Limitations tonight as 6 women give us another sloppy match at Wrestlemania.
Forget about Damage Control. I wish it was Control Alt Delete. Damage Control must be like the worst faction ever. I mean, I think they've won like one match since they formed in SummerSlam. You know, they lose week after week after week. You got the feeling this might be the one they finally win. Can they win the big one against the women that are, let's be honest, past their prime? You got Becky Lynch, who's a few years past her prime, and then her tag team partners are fucking
20 years.
No offense to them, but I mean, in terms of women's prime dinosaurs, there's a reason why Trish retired when she did to go and start a family. There's a reason why Stacey Keebler walked away from the business when she did to go and start a family. I mean, the women when they're approaching 50 are not fucking in their prime, and it shows here. Lita's legs are done. She can barely move.
I would even say 20 years ago, I'd say Lita was already past her prime.
All those injuries probably
I
took
don't
a
know,
toll on
I
her.
feel like even in 2006, Lita was very slowed down and more of a manager role.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So
what does that tell you about this match?
just really bad, really sloppy. Typical women's match. You always get that spot where the rest of them will hold on to each other while someone goes to the top rope and fucking does a moonsault. Garbage.
And the women are the worst for it, right? Because no what happens.
They make it look so obvious. They'll hug each other and look up at the person, and they wait for about
At least
10
the men
seconds.
fucking they can do it a wee bit better.
The men kind of sell it a bit more, whereas like the men will like pretend they don't even see the person on the top rope, and they'll be like brawling on the outside, and then at the last second they'll all huddle together for the guy to. But the women, like, they make it look so obvious that they're setting up the move. Just a garbage match, man. Damage Control. What the hell? What's the point? I mean, Becky Lynch, I know she cut that shit promo on Raw talking about how Damage Control had been a failure, but she was right. Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
It's been absolute garbage, man. Honest to God.
this entire feud's been a failure.
I'm not saying Dakota Kai and Io Sky would have great single careers, but I mean, surely they couldn't be any worse than this.
No, it gets me though, right? You scrap Belair and Asuka, and you could have had Lita or Trish in a title, mate, like the world title feud.
I know I don't get, right. We never got to see it. Why not just do it? I know they don't. Oh, you can't have the two old women. I mean, if it's okay to have them in a 6 women's tag, why can't you just have them in a match and let them ride off into the sunset? No, the match that should have happened at Mania but never did. Because more often than not, right. See a lot of matches that should have happened. You never really get the chance to do them again. It's like let's say for example Hogan Austin. We'll never get to do that again. Who else? Like Austin Cena. I mean, it could happen, but it's unlikely.
Hogan Cena,
Hogan Cena.
Rock Michaels.
You know, a lot of matches we can't do. Whereas Trish Lita we could do. I'm not saying it would be great, but I think it would be okay. I think you could get a decent 6 minutes.
You'd rather see this than half the match being filled with literal jobbers. And that's exactly what we
So there you go. Damage Control lose. The face team win, and that's it. Becky Lynch talking about retiring soon. The combined age of this team must be what? I mean, you got Lita and Trish who are over 45. Becky Lynch, what, 36?
Yeah.
I mean, this combined team must be about 140.
It's mad though that she's only like 9 years younger than them.
Yeah, it feels like a totally different era. But again, it's because Lita and Trish retired so young.
Well, that's it.
There's a reason why they did it. I mean, because like they retired when they should have retired. Whereas, see if you look, that's why NXT, not to go on a rant here, but that's why NXT Women's Division is better. Because, I mean, I'm going to do 10 reasons why they're better, but, I mean, they're younger, they're more in their prime, they're more feminine, they're just overall better. You look at all the women on the main roster, they're all fucking, like, old, past their prime. Most of them are, like, masculine, butch-looking men. I mean, at least NXT, you don't really get that. They're all, like, young women that are, like, in their... whatever.
But no, but the thing is, when you look at back in the day, like from Trish and Lita's era, like they only lasted about 6 years. See now, see if you look 6 years ago, they were already in for like 2015.
Yeah, so, you know, it is what it
They're
is.
all outstaying their welcome, man.
They are outstaying their welcome. And on that note, guys, this video's outstayed its welcome. We're ending it here, 420.